Why diecast? Have you ever wondered why diecast models came to be? Well, I have many times. So I went to look into it. A little later, I will talk about a great model that was used just a few years ago in the same manner that diecast came to be, with an unusual target market. So go on and smash the like button, and let's get on with why diecast. It turns out that we have the advertising world to thank for our diecast model collections today. The mega dealerships that we know today with huge inventories are relatively new to the automotive and farm equipment world. Back in the early days, car, truck, and tractor dealerships were often located in downtown areas with limited space for vehicles on the lots. This was a time when most new vehicle sales were ordered at the dealership instead of choosing from the vast inventory on the lot. Unlike today, dealers back then needed a way to sell cars and tractors that were not on the lot. A big-time dilemma to overcome. However, the advertising world came to the rescue. Model makers like ERDL, AMT, and SMP were called upon to make promos for the major automakers. These promos were simple models that gave a decent representation of the real machine with correct factory paint colors. Dealers would then use the promos to show customers what was available to order. A great solution to a huge problem. Salesman samples were among the first diecast models ever made. Side note here, promo models are highly sought after today and bring big bucks when they show up at auctions. There was only one problem with the promo model market. It was a very limited market. There were only so many dealers, and that really limited the possible production scale of the models. The model makers now had a great group of products, but couldn't make enough to be profitable. So it was time to look for new sales outlets. Consumer outlets as Toys for Kids was the most logical next step. The new market was huge and totally untapped in the era of promos. The model manufacturers then leveraged their relationships with the major auto and farm equipment manufacturers to start selling models to the public. I can just imagine those first meetings. But again, the advertising world came to the rescue. The models being sold to the public were still promoting the real vehicles. They were also building long-term brand awareness and loyalty. Think John Deere here. How many licensed products do they have with their name on them for children? Do you think those kids are buying the real John Deere tractors today? Of course not. But when they get older and start to need a lawnmower or a tractor, John Deere will be the first name that they will think of, since they have been immersed in John Deere branded products and models of John Deere tractors for most of their life. Anyway, back to the model makers. Some went plastic and some stayed metal. The first mass-marketed models were the Highway Pioneers series by Gowland & Gowland and continued on by Revell. That line was sold in Woolworth's stores for 69 cents per kit. This small series started a craze with the public that the promo model manufacturers soon jumped on. To see this series, go watch my video on Revell with the link down below. Lou Glazer's Revell started making plastic injection molded products under contract for other companies. Most famously, cases for Revlon Cosmetics. As he saw the model kit craze, he added the Gowland & Gowland Highway Pioneers plastic model kits line to expand his company, and expand he did. However, he continued to make products for other companies to help keep the doors open, since the cost of molds was very high even back then. Believe it or not, AMT started out making their promos in die-cast aluminum. Hence the original name of the company that was later changed to just the acronym. AMT was originally called Aluminum Model Toys. To branch out beyond promos, AMT switched to plastic model kits, which were a big hit with consumers thanks to Revell. AMT model kits are still in production today under new ownership. And to see the history of AMT, go see my video with the link down below. The ERDL company started out making tractor models for John Deere. Deere dealers used these models to promote the tractors that they wanted to sell, and would often give a new owner a model of the real tractor that he had just bought. Great marketing plan. Eventually, the ERDL toys in the dealerships became a profitable line for the dealer, and sales improved in toys. This led to the farm toy collector and the vast array of die-cast farm toys for us to choose from today. These models and our hobby would never have existed had it not been for the early days of the advertising for the real machines. From the early days in the model truck world, plastic, stamped steel, resin, and die-cast have been used by not just the truck makers, but many trucking companies as well to promote their products and services. Just think, every model truck you own is promoting the real truck maker and whatever trucking company graphics that are painted on the side. The battle for supremacy in material type in the truck world is ongoing, but plastic and stamped steel have pretty much given way to die-cast metal. Nyland made lots of stamped steel trucks for various trucking companies. ERDL jumped on the stamped steel market in the 70s and produced some very fine models. During this same time period, 164th scale die-cast model trucks by Winross came out. Now, Winross started out making models for trucking companies. These models were given to drivers or customers. A great way to reward drivers and build lasting relationships with customers. After all, a model with your trucking company name on it sitting on your customer's desk will keep your company first in mind when another shipment is ready to go. ABF gave their retiring drivers models of the trucks they drove as a thank you for their years of service. These models are highly sought after in the secondary market. Winross, with their die-cast and painted graphics process, set the new standard for model truck promotions. Only later did a dealer network appear to help offset the cost of the promos by selling Winross trucks to the public. Do you see a pattern forming here? Well, after Winross became such a hit, ERDL started making a slightly better die-cast truck for the promo market in 64th scale. Later on, a few were also made for the consumers, but most were promos. As the trucking industry has always been so large, other model makers jumped in, like Tonkin Replicas, Liberty Classics, SpecCast, Hartoy with their PEM line, and First Gear. Each of these companies made a slightly more realistic truck with more detail. However, their target market was trucking companies to promote their transport services, not us collectors or the general public. Finally, Trademark Promotions is founded by Fred ERDL III. Never heard of Trademark Promotions? No surprise there, as Trademark Promotions only made promo models for various equipment makers. Later on, to help offset the high cost of die-cast molds, Fred ERDL founded DIECAST Promotions and opened up sales to us collectors along with his promos. However, guys, us die-cast truck collectors have remained just a small segment of the market. Without the advertising promos, the highly detailed trucks that we collect would not even be as unlike in the beginning of the die-cast world. Promos today are the big money, and the public is just a little gravy on top. All the model trucks that have been shown in the slideshow were made as promos, not for the general public. Now, let's head on down to the rock quarry and talk about a promo truck model that had an unusual target market: the consumer. And here we go, guys. This is the 164 scale Mack Pinnacle day cab pulling a fuel/petroleum tanker. It was made by First Gear, and it is for Speedway. Now, this was an unusual model because it was made with the consumer as the target market, because they want their Speedway logo at the consumer's homes. Diecast is great for that. It's a great durable product for that. And First Gear made this really, really colorful box to hold it. Isn't that sharp? Ends and on the back even more. This is a really, really cool model, and they sold it for pretty cheap when they came out, and it was second in the series, and they made a couple others, but since Speedway got sold, that was the end of the series. The item number is First Gear 69-0301, and here it is out of the box. Now, this is an all First Gear tooling. The cab tooling is First Gear, and this is First Gear's petroleum trailer. And here is that beautiful Mack Pinnacle tractor. The Pinnacle was a really cool looking truck, but this diecast model, it does not have steerable front end. It doesn't have an opening hood. It does have really nice chrome wheels and rubber tires, which are the correct size for 164 scale. They're the correct diameter. Little black center caps on the rear. It has air tanks here behind the steps, def tank and fuel tank here. Nice diamond tread pattern on the steps. Quarter fenders are chrome, grab bar is chrome, so is the mirror, visor, air horns, bumper. Lots of chrome parts on this model that look really, really sharp. It has SWTO LLC, its DOT number written on the door, then the Mack written out right there. Door handle and hood latch are tampoed in black, as is the intake grill. The front and side windows, along with the rear window, are hard ABS plastic, which is clear. There's a chrome visor. On the grill, it is that beautiful Mack grill. It is chrome, then it has Mack there, and then it has a little bitty black in between the bars. Really nice. Driving lights are there. Headlights and turn signals in the pods are both individual jewel style. Right there, and then they put a little orange for the turn signals. It's got a bulldog on the hood, black trim around the windows, and black molded on windshield wipers. They're molded into the glass and then tampoed in black. Does a really nice job. Over on this side, very much the same. Fuel tanks. Then you have here, you have the exhaust with a heat shield on it, and that heat shield is just black dots as a decal. Grab bar, mirror. And this side has the little minder window right here so the driver can see what's beside him. That's another hard plastic piece. It has really nice Speedway mud flaps. Aren't those cool? The Speedway logo on the white mud flaps. Brake lights are painted in red. Tipped up, you can see the bracing for the muffler right there, the exhaust pipe, back window, back of the cab, and the fifth wheel is set up for DCP First Gear type trailers. Isn't that wrap really, really sharp? Speedway, the Speedy Rewards, earn points and get free stuff.
and then the Speedy Rewards membership card. It has the Speedway logo all the way to the front, 1203 hazmat placard, DOT striping. DOT striping on the fenders. The landing gear, being the first gear tooling, it does not come down. That's alright. 10-hole chrome wheels with the same drive tread pattern. Has cast into the frame 2014 First Gear Inc., Peosta, Iowa. Down here you can see the compartment tubes which drain the individual compartments. On the back, Speedy Rewards, home of Speedy Rewards Speedway. Speedway mud flaps, it's got the ladder, it's got the drain pipe or the vent pipe, 1203 hazmat placard, and brake lights, also 3 DOT required marker lights. Passenger side, the graphics are the same. It has the 1203 hazmat placard here on the toolbox. Then here are the pipe hookups so that you can hook up and empty the tank into the ground storage tanks, supplying Speedway with the different fuels. On top, you can see the hatches and then the walkways. Now those walkways are just painted on in black. Round to the front, just a red front end, 1203 hazmat placard, and then your hookup lines where your electric and everything would hook up right there. Now let's go on and hook this guy up and show him all off. And there it is, the Mack Pinnacle day cab in blue for SWTO LLC, pulling a Speedway petroleum tanker hauling fuel. It's a beautiful wrapped trailer, and this is for Speedway second in a series made by First Gear, exclusively sold at Speedway stores as a promotional item to get people to remember Speedway. One of those models made just for us consumers as a promotional model. Really cool.
Isn't that cool? Sometimes the public and us collectors are the intended market of a promo model. Let me know in the comments if you have any promos in your collection. Thanks for watching. Please go on and smash that like button, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. I'm Logan, the 64th Gear Jammer Skeele, and I'll be back soon.